Hi guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Ronnie Lawson, Director of Student Recruitment at Dreams Consult, and today we are having this presentation for you guys to give you information, detailed one about study in Turkey. So today I have here with me one of our very fruitful partners called TurkUni, and she's being represented by Leila. Of course, she'll talk about their organization. And so what TurkUni is about is that in Turkey, they have almost all the institutions in Turkey under their umbrella. So it makes it very easy for a company like Dreams Consult to deal with Turkish universities without having to go through individually, because they have made our work easy by putting all the universities together under their name, and then we easily get our admissions and everything through them rather than going individually to the university. So today she will explain to us what Turkish education is all about, how international students can also benefit from it, and all necessary information. And I will be standing in for you, asking her all the questions so that you can better understand Turkey as a study destination for international students. So thank you, Leila. You can go ahead and then,
Thank you
start
very
introduce
much.
yourself.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Greetings from Istanbul, Turkey. My name is Leila, Asia Africa Supervisory, and I'm so happy today I'm with you.
Yeah.
I hope to have a very fruitful conversation with you for our students.
Yeah.
I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start. The first question I have, and especially when I give a general overview about Dreams Consult and our study destinations, I always tell students that at the end of the day, we understand that not everybody can afford the high cost destinations. And so sometimes people think that the low tuition destinations are of low quality. That's why they are cheap. But I try to let them understand that that is not the case. It's mostly a matter of the government supporting institutions in those destinations. So taking Turkey, for example, Turkey is actually our lowest destination in terms of cost. Can you please give a
Sure.
little bit, detail about why the Turkish system is so affordable? Is it because of poor quality, or it has something to do with the government, subsidizing the university fees for us? So please explain that a little bit.
Yes. First of all, I want to say why Turkey. Because Turkey is bridge between Asia, Africa, and Europe.
Yes.
It is the country that meets all countries,
Yes.
and maybe it is the best destination for all international students.
Yeah.
And about the cost, yes, the living cost, the study cost, maybe is very low. And why it is low? First of all, maybe some schools want to give a special scholarship for those students, because we have some programs that are expensive as well.
Yes, exactly.
But normally the universities in how to say, better to say, it is something for hospitality, for showing our international students
Okay.
that prefer to give very, very special scholarships. For example, for some programs like, for example, computer engineering, we could offer, for example, the program for bachelor for yearly 2,000 tuition fee. And I think it is a very, very good and affordable tuition.
Yeah.
And most of students could benefit it.
Okay.
Yes, normally government, even for international or local students, no matter, because in our schools, we don't have any racist. This students is Turkish students or this is international students. There is no difference. The government never say, okay, you are Turk, you are not Turk. We don't have anything like that.
Okay.
The government, in the case of students, any student's request, will help him, her.
Okay.
It is law. It is law. The students, in the case of, for example, they couldn't provide their tuitions, the government, they could demand from university, from school, And schools, there is some NGOs there could help for students to get their tuitions. Even there is some NGOs that provide meals scholarship. It means, for example, they help students to have their meals without any money.
Okay. This is a very, very important point. The fact that there's no difference between a Turkish student and an international. In some countries where the natives pay cheaper than what the international students pay. However, in Turkey, everybody is seen the same. So if a Turkish student is enjoying free tuition, even an international student can also enjoy same. And you have international organizations, NGOs and all that also even provide support for international students. And the universities themselves, way of being hospitable, have given enough discounts to allow international students to be able to study in Turkey. So it has nothing to do with low quality, but all these factors is the reason why the tuition is very affordable. Okay.
Sure. The tuitions are safe. Maybe just in some universities demanded US dollar as tuition from international students, and from local students demanded per Turkish lira. Just it is the difference. The tuitions for international and local are same in most schools.
Okay. All right. So the very few schools that maintain high fees, what's the reason why? Is it that they don't get support from the government and the NGOs and all that? What's their reason?
In some cases, yes. In some cases, it's because there is no any support from government, and in some cases, maybe it is because of the high range of the university. It depends. In some cases, where especially for Istanbul and Ankara's university, the tuitions are high. Yes, it's because of the range of the university.
Yes, in other countries they have similar things, whereby in the big universities like the Harvard, like the Oxford, their fees range so high compared to the normal university.
Yes, of
so
course.
It makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yes, for example, for these universities, we cannot, for example, offer the students that with a very, very bad points, maybe better, bad notes better, let's say. We cannot offer them to these universities. They are very top universities, and it's because the tuitions are high enough as well.
Yes, because the last time I remember we went as high as $20,000 for programs like medicine. So it means that
yes. The medicine, unfortunately, the medicine is expensive. You know what is? I want to notice one thing, that the programs, normally the international students want to come to continue their educations in English. Yes, in English programs, the tuitions are a little high. But if, for example, the students, maybe they prefer to learn Turkish language and continue their education in Turkish, it is very cheap for them. It will be very, very cheap. Even they could pay their tuition per Turkish lira, not US dollar. Maybe it is benefit. And if any students want to participate in Turkish language, every university will provide them Turkish language courses for 1 year. It means that students will do their admission this year. It is for every year, okay? It is for any university. They will do admission this year. They will start their Turkish language learning for 1 year. And next year, they will start their educational year in Turkish language.
But of course,
in this case, the tuitions will be low.
Yes. So if the Turkish language, for example, is $1,500, for example, when they are done with the language and they pass, they can get tuition in Turkish language as low as how much?
Yes. For example, it depends on the program. For example, we could, for some universities, we could offer the programs, engineering programs, maybe. For example, if I want mechanical engineering in Turkish, we could offer in Turkish, it could be $100 per year.
$100? Wow.
Yes, in Turkish.
Then it means that it's worth students should start considering learning the language, because if you are going to be paying $2,000 for computer science, for example, for a year, and maybe you're undergraduate
In
students and you
English,
are studying
yes,
for
in
4 years,
English,
if you study the
yes.
language for, let's say, $2,000 and write the exams and pass, and you are paying $100 per year, that's a huge,
Uh,
savings.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Of course, it is the as I said before, it's the difference between universities at them.
Mm,
But the universities, for example, English, computer engineering
yeah,
for 2,000 US dollar
yeah,
is not bad university,
yeah.
and the university, for example, mechanical engineering in Turkish for
Mm-hmm,
100 US dollar per year is not bad as well.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the difference is the
Yeah,
language of the
yeah,
program.
yeah.
For example, because it is normal, because it is here is Turkey, and
I
all of the
perfectly
people,
understand.
most of the
I
teachers are
perfectly
Turk,
understand. Yeah,
and
yeah.
hiring the teachers that know English and could
More
teach the
expensive.
program in
Yeah.
English, it is something expensive.
Yes, I get it, because it's not only Turkey that does this. If you go to France, it's the same thing. The French programs, if you study in French, you are paying like 100 euros or 200 euros. In some cases, it's even
Yes, you
free.
see.
In Germany, it's also free. Tuition is free if you study in Germany. So in some cases, you are fortunate to get in English. But in a lot of European countries have free education for their own people. It doesn't mean the education is bad. It just means the government
Yes,
is
it is.
supporting the education.
Yes, of
And
course.
so I know and I understand where you're coming from. So let's talk about the environment. My second question has to do with how students adjust to the environment in Turkey. Now, you mentioned from the beginning that Turkey is a very unique country, with part of it in Africa, part in
Sure.
Asia, and then part in Europe, which we understand
You
that Turkey is so big and in different areas. So
sure,
sometimes
of
it's very
course.
confusing to students. So we need to understand, does it mean that the people who are closer to Africa will behave more like friendly towards Africa than the people at the Asia side or the people in the European? So are you got all united as one people, or there's a difference?
First of all, I want to talk with you about the hospitality of the Turkish people.
Okay.
They love internationals. They love foreign, even tourists or students, no matter. Especially, okay, in Istanbul, it is accepted. There are a lot of tourists, and maybe it's okay. But especially for the little cities,
Yeah.
they love to help the international students. Even we made some examples. For example, that the people open their home are international students until they, for example, their dormitory. I swear it is completely in our blood, better to say. We love to help international students.
Yeah.
And no matter she is African, she is European or Asia, no matter.
Very good. I do agree with you on the hospitality. Let's talk about Islam being it's the main religion of the Turkish people, right? Personally, I've done my research, and I also follow someone like Nas Daily, who is a Palestinian that talks mostly about a lot of topics in videos. And he did mention about what you talked about, that hosting people, that in Islam, when you receive a stranger, you are even supposed to host the person even before asking the person what their mission is. So I've done a lot of research about Islam and how beautiful the religion is and all that, unlike what we see on the news. So personally, I
Yes, of
know
course.
that I don't have any fears when it comes to Turkey. But to be honest, because Ghana is more of a Christian nation, a lot of students are afraid that when they come to Turkey, they might be forced to convert to Islam, or they might not be welcomed in the Islam community. However, personally, I know it's not true. But then from you,
Okay.
can you
First of all, let me I want to talk about my personal point of view about news. I think for example, this country is Islamic country, or this country Christian or any Jewish, everything.
Exactly.
First of all, my personal point of view that it is something for advertising, I think.
Okay.
But it is not real. For example, you see something in a television that there is some advertising and you, wow, it is fantastic. But when you really use it, that you see that no, it is not as
True.
they said.
Yeah.
And about country, about Turkey, yes, for example, I am Muslim because my father and mother are Muslim.
Yeah.
But in the Muslim rules that we have a scarf. Have I a scarf? No.
No.
Have I, for example, anything? No.
Yeah.
And in the Israel, they never say me why you have no scarf,
Exactly.
why you don't pray. It is something like that.
Yeah.
And from international students, it is me, for example, Turkish girl. They never ask me. From international students, they never ask it. They never speak about religion. What is your religion? Why you accept it? Why you believe it? It is none of business for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it because I've heard testimonies from people talk about how the Turkish people love football, especially because of our football stars. So
Yes, of
the
course.
love they have for our football stars translates when they hear that you are from Ghana, for example. They become very excited. They want to talk to you about football and all that. And
yes, of course.
business, I also
Yes.
know parents that do business. The student I sent to you, his dad does business with the Turkish people. So he's always coming to Turkey. That's why he wanted his son to study in Istanbul so that the
Yes,
business
of
can
course.
also grow. Yeah. So there are
Yes, of
parents who
course.
do business. And I know someone who also lives in Ankara currently, and that we talk, we still chat on WhatsApp and everything. So I know that it's a very beautiful, because I hear positive things only about Turkey. So
Yes,
I
of
believe in
course.
success.
Yes.
And I hope
Yes.
students
About
will also take this.
hospitality, about racism, about something like that.
Yeah.
I swear, if you hear something, if you read something, I cannot say that, for example, even for Turkish people, I know everywhere, everybody fight together, maybe. But I cannot say that it is if the reason they fight are that he's international and or he's Turkish. No, I never say this because it is not true.
Okay, very good. Let's move to academic qualification. From Ghana or from West Africa, we do the WASI for high school students. Apart from that, some of the students also attend the international school, which is done by the Cambridge curriculum, the IGCSE, we call the O level, and then we have the A levels, we have the IB as well for high school. And then we have HND, which I was explaining to you the other time, which is a polytechnic diploma, almost like
okay, I understand. Yes.
And then we have the bachelor's degree, we have the master's, and in that order. So how acceptance and open are you to all this qualification, and what levels, for example, with a WASI, they can apply for bachelor's, and how many years is the bachelor's program? If the person has an HND, what route can they use? Do they have a faster, shorter route, or they have to go through the same bachelor's route? So can you explain this, and then our students will get
Yes.
clearly?
The bachelor program takes about 4 years. Master programs take about 2 years. It depends. If it is with thesis, 2 years. If it is without thesis, 1 year or 1 year and a half, one semester. It depends on the university and it depends on the program. It differs. And for a PhD, it takes about 5 years. We have another programs been named vocational schools. These vocational schools take 2 years, and and what I want to notify here is that if one student come to Turkey for vocational schools for 2 years, we cannot promise them that they could transfer to bachelor program. I know that for some countries they do that. Some schools accept it. That okay, if the students pass 2 years in the same program, could transfer to the same program for bachelor. But in Turkish, no. Even for Turkish students, it is not acceptable. For international, it is not acceptable as well.
Okay. So have you had experiences where people with these vocational diplomas travel outside to use them in other countries?
Sure.
Okay.
Even especially, for example, optometry programs or physiotherapy programs, I think that they could use in Europe, especially in
Oh, okay.
Germany. I have information about
Wow.
this.
Perfect. Then it's fine. So they can study these programs. Are they cheaper than the degree programs, or they are the same?
Yes, very cheap. The vocational schools, of course, again, if it is in English, it's a little expensive. Of course, saying expensive. For example, 1,000 US dollar per year, maybe,
Okay.
depend on the
In
program.
English, right? In
Yes,
English. Okay.
yes, in
Okay.
English.
And
Yes,
this is for people who have finished high school, or is it
yes,
senior high
yes,
school? They need to finish to be able to apply for this program.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. Because they are vocational, does he have job opportunities for students who come to study those programs?
Sure.
Yeah.
With the vocational, for example, we have some programs like anesthesia, physiotherapy, programs like this, optometry, maybe. Yes, these programs preferred in vocational, and I am sure that students use this vocational schools diploma for finding work in Europe countries like Germany.
Okay, what about in Turkey? Can they stay back there and use these vocational diplomas to work in Turkey? Are there
Why
job
not?
opportunities?
Why
Okay.
not?
Okay. All right.
Yes,
You did
they will
mention.
be technician. They will now named technician, for example,
Okay.
technician of physiotherapy, technician of the
Okay.
optometry, and they could
Perfect.
have their own job.
Okay. So I've noticed that you mentioned only health sector, courses. Does it mean that in the other sectors there are no opportunities for the vocational students, like engineering,
Yes.
and you have other opportunities as well?
It depends. It depends. For example, some programs, no, but engineering in vocational, it is hard to find.
Okay.
I cannot say that, yes, we have everything. No. For vocational engineering, maybe in some programs, for example, like chemistry engineering, yes, we could find.
Okay.
But the most preferable vocational schools is something like I said as the examples, physiotherapy, nursing, even nursing.
So those are
We
very
could.
highly sorted after. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
Yes.
So a nursing diploma student or even a high school student can come and do the vocational program
Yes.
in Turkey and then
Yes.
work within Turkey or in Germany, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. All right. That's very good.
About what I saw in my professional life, I saw that students, international students, use this vocational diploma for finding job in Germany, and I have information and direct contact with them in Germany and Italy.
Okay, fantastic. Then I think this is a good route for the international students who want to explore.
Yes, of course.
And the vocational is hands-on, so it prepares you for the job market. So it makes a lot of sense. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So apart from these few vocational programs, when it comes to academic aspect, the theoretical aspect, we have almost all programs in every level, right?
Yes. Okay. A bachelor, master, PhD, we could offer.
Okay. When it comes to PhD, we have a lot of challenge. The process is different in every country. I heard it's much easier in Turkey. And so I want to promote a Turkish destination for PhD. Can you throw more light on that? Is it true that you don't need to find a supervisor? You can just submit your document and the university will find you a supervisor. How does it work in Turkey?
For a PhD, programs, for registration in PhD programs, first of all, what we need is 2 reference letter from the students' professors. And if it is, for example, yes, of course, you know that the PhD program is something very, very top question, and when the students want to start his education, her education in PhD program, it means that the student is ready enough, is academician enough, better to say. And students normally know that the importance of these reference letters.
Yeah.
And again, what is important is their master's transcript.
Okay.
And the note they get in master programs. It is very important for choosing the school. And as I said before, the schools have different ranges.
Yeah.
The high top schools normally accept the high top points. But the other schools, yes, preferably depend of the range. They could accept the different points.
So once the student finds the program they want and they have the document, they can apply without having to write a proposal, find the supervisor, and all those things, right?
Yes. Normally, before it is 2 years, maybe it is 2 years that Turkish University just demand the language IELTS, maybe IELTS or GRE, or some exams like that, notes for acceptance of international students, and reference letters, and the good points in master programs. But what is important here is that finding PhD program in English is very hard.
Okay.
Because in a PhD we have a huge of the subcategory for every program. It is not it's not like bachelor programs that the category is clarified. Okay. In PhD we have a huge of the subcategory, and finding them in English, maybe it is something hard.
Yeah. So if they do the language as we discussed earlier, is it possible to get a PhD for free?
Yes. For example, it depends for PhD program in university, like for example Marmara University in Istanbul, one of the best universities. It is something, for example, I should change it because I know it in Turkish lira. It is something about, for example, $30,000 US per year.
Okay. So basically, is there funding for students, for let's say undergraduates, masters, PhD? Is it possible for students to get full funding? Is it possible? They don't pay tuition at all?
Yes. Normally first year fully funded programs is not found normally. But from the second semester, and regarding the students' activities, regarding the students' first semester's notes, they could go to international fully funded programs offices and demand the fund. Okay. Maybe they accept fully fund, maybe they accept 50% fund. They could normally, and I'm sure about that, the universities, all of the university could help them to students about funding.
Okay, so it's always better to get into the system first, pay the first semester and come, then you can enjoy the progressive discounts and scholarships that are available.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. So then let's move to working. All our international students are interested in working, irrespective of their family, whether they are rich or not, they still want to gain experience. So can you throw more light on how it actually works in Turkey? Does the student on arrival, in some countries, once you are a student, it's automatic, you can work. You don't need a special permit or a special visa for that. Your study permit allows you to work whilst a student. So throw more light on that before we move to after school, if they can also work. So whilst in school,
yes,
is it automatic or they need to get a permit to be able to work?
You know, in this case, I cannot say you exactly. It depends on the country. You know, for some countries it is acceptable. For some countries they should get. But I know that for the students who is in Turkey already, all the government will support the students. It is promised. And it is clearly that it's because, for example, last year we had about 1,000 Nigerian students here, and they never meet any problem in these cases. So about, for example, because Embassy's rules, maybe the country is the same, but embassy's rules, it depend on the countries differ. So normally, no, they never meet any problem in this case. Okay. Yes, they never meet any problem.
As long as the law is not against them working, is what we want to know.
Exactly.
So,
yes.
okay,
yes.
fine.
Exactly.
Okay. So after school, we have undergraduate students, we have master's students, we have PhD, and we have vocational. After they are done with their program, which of them are allowed to stay back and work in Turkey?
Yes. First of all, for master and PhD students, there are legally work permit. Okay. They could work legally during their study year, educational years. For bachelor programs and bachelor students, there are no legally work permit, but normally the students, especially international students, prefer to work part-time. Where, for example, a Starbucks, McDonald's, the jobs like that, they prefer to work to have some money, maybe. And about the post, yes, even for vocational. Okay. And about the post-education work permit, normally students will have 1 year permit, 1 year of residence permit for after finalizing their study. Yes. Okay. In this time, if the students could find any job, of course they will rest in. They could stay in Turkey and have her residence permit. And if not, unfortunately, they should go.
Okay, so whether vocational, bachelor's, master's, or PhD, when they are done post-study, they get 1 year resident permit.
Yes.
And within that 1 year, if they find a job, then they can extend their resident permits, right?
Yes, of course.
So this 1 year is for everybody, not just master's and PhD.
No, it is for everybody.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so then it's good. They can use this time to look for a job opportunity.
Yes, of course.
Or leave the country. Okay. I think we've answered a very salient questions. Now, would you want to talk a bit about after they get their admission, how much deposit is normally required? Do they pay everything, or they pay 50%, 10% before we go into the visa issues?
About visa issues, normally we cannot enter in this question, but because it is completely official issue, and we cannot enter in this program. But about the admission, normally we demand students personal information, GPA note, everything, the personal and the basic details from students. Then we analyze the students' information, GPA, especially GPA note, and we start to offer them the universities we could do their registration. Because, as I said before, it depends on the note, GPA note. The universities accept the students. If the student have a very good point in his as a GPA diploma point, the good universities will accept. If not, the medium and low range, for example. Then we will offer the universities that accept the students. And then it is the students who should decide where want to go, because we will send all the details of the university. The students could consultate from the university's websites to see what is this. And I should note that most of the universities we work with have Erasmus opportunity. It means that they could transfer to Europe.
Very good one day, because so then this is very good information. So the Erasmus opportunity is for every level, even vocational, or just bachelor's, master's, and does it apply
bachelor, master, and PhD?
Okay. Oh, then at least people who want to end up in Europe at the end of the day can go through
even for private university, even for state university, the most of university we work with have
Fantastic.
Erasmus program,
Fantastic.
and the students could benefit it.
Fantastic.
And yes, after the student choose where want to go, we will start their admission process.
Yes.
And depend on university, depend on program, it will take to answer, for example, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, maybe more. It depends on the program and university.
Fantastic.
And it is our working process generally.
Yes. Yeah. Very good information. So if a student is issued an admission, do you expect them to pay full fees, or they can pay 50%, 10%, 20%? How much do you expect?
No. As if it is a state university, there is no to pay their tuition before coming to Turkey.
Okay.
But if it is private school, normally, for example, if the tuition is $3,000 per year, they will send about, for example, $500 as deposit to finalizing their full acceptance letter. And for state university, no, it is not necessary.
But I've noticed that if the student choose to pay full fees, they get a discount. For example,
yes, but it is not when. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it is when they come to Turkey, not when they are in their country.
Okay, I get
it. When arriving in Turkey, and they should go to international students' offices in every university, and they should give the original documents of the students.
Yeah.
In this case, when they want to pay their money, their tuition, if they pay the whole of the tuition, they will benefit from discounts.
Okay.
If not, in for example, 2 settlements, 3 settlements, there is no discount.
Yes. I think this is well explained. Like you said, the visa, we should look at the official website. So that's okay. We'll handle that at Dreams Consult. So that's why we are here to serve the students. So that is perfectly fine. In terms of safety, let's end on this note. In terms of safety generally in Turkey, is there any conflict zone people should be aware of, any war zone, anything that students should be prepared about, or they are completely safe?
No, first of all, it is completely safe for all international. It is not the color of the skin matter. It is not the color of the, it is not the religion matter. It is, everything, it is the same here. If I am, for example, Turk, if you are Congo nationality, we are the same. We are friends. Especially what is important, maybe one Turkish people don't want help me. But if you, as international, as tourists, as international students, everybody wants to help you to show
it happens
them.
In a lot of countries too. Yeah,
yes,
it does.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I completely agree with you, and I'm very happy about the Erasmus. A lot of people don't know what it is, and it's good you mentioned it. And this is an opportunity for people who want to finally complete their program in Europe to know that Erasmus means that the Turkish universities have partnered with European
universities. Normally with most of university we work, they have Erasmus programs where when we offer the options, for example, to university for students, they could see the university's website to see if there is an Erasmus program or not.
Exactly. So basically this is to our students. If you think that is an option for you, during the application, you can let us know that you would want to finally graduate in Europe. So when we are applying, we put into consideration universities that have the Erasmus
it is
program,
very important.
so that you can go and complete there and build your life there if that is what you want. And you can still stay in Turkey if you get there and you think it's Turkey that you want. You don't need to apply for the Erasmus program anyways. So thank you, Leila. And also everyone, Leila's company, of course, charges for the services they are rendering to our students. However, because of the agreement we have with them, they are giving a very good discount, about 50% off their service charge to every student that is coming from Dreams Consult. So this is also a piece of information to know that they want to make everything very simple and seamless for you guys. So once you are ready, you know what to do. You just get in touch with me and then we process it for you. If those who want to enjoy really, really low tuition, I would advise you study the language for 1 year and pay as low as $100 for a whole year tuition. And that way, speaking Turkish fluently could increase your chances of remaining in Turkey and finding a Turkish partner. Who knows? So thank you so much. And
Yes.
Leila, enjoy your day. If there's any other thing, I'll definitely.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Goodbye.